So before this video starts, and I want to make this abundantly clear, and this should be, your immediate logic when it comes to situations like this, but Carson is innocent until proven guilty. When I see something that's undeniable, I'll be the first to say it. But these allegations are so strange and paper thin that I have so many immediate questions that I hope we can find the answers to. So two people in Carson's former lunchbox group, that being Noah Hugbox and Travis, just went on to Drama Alert to drop the fact that both of them privately got hit up by Carson, where he confessed to them that he had sexted with underage girls. Now, how many girls he had sexted with, we don't know. The age difference between him and the girls at the time, we don't know. All we know is that back in March, he phone called Noah. He had told Travis privately before, and then he told the rest of the members in the group face-to-face in person. So he came to both of these people, and we have two people claiming this within the group. So, in my opinion, well, first off, let me just play the clip here.
So I do have two close members of Carson that were a part of the lunch club, Noah and Travis on the line. Guys, what happened? How did this all come about?
Well, I'm gonna stick to the facts here, which was that one day in March, he called me shortly before he told Travis. Everybody was up in LA, and he told most of them face to face, but he called me. And I picked up the phone, and he was basically like, I have to tell you something. And then he told me that he did underage girls, and I think that he said that they were fans. And that was what I was told.
Did he tell you how old they were?
At the time, no.
At the time, no. So that would imply that now someone knows something, I guess.
And so he starts telling everyone, and I feel for you guys. You guys are in a tough spot, all right? First of all, now you're an accomplice, right? Because you know that this is going on, and you have a responsibility to do the right thing and tell everyone. But if you tell everyone, you're backstabbing your friend.
Well, it's a situation that, in my opinion, would be very simple. I mean, Keem paints it out like this is like a very complicated issue. Like, oh, fuck, what do you do? Well, first, you gather more information. You determine whether or not he... Like, if he was like... Let's say he was like 19 and he was dealing like a 17-year-old or whatever. Would anybody really give a fuck? Probably not, all right? And you could probably deduce from that, unless you knew something else, that he's not really that big of a deal. Like, maybe he feels guilty about it because, like, oh, fuck, dude, it's 17, but not 18. But he was 19, so who cares, right? Especially if it was a situation where... In this hypothetical, the girl was like right about to turn 18 and he had just turned 19 or whatever. Like, would anybody really give a shit about that? I don't think so. But again, we don't know the ages. We don't know the dates. We don't know who the people were. There's so much of this shit that we don't know. And if you think, Augie, you pause at 2 minutes and 30 seconds, obviously more is explained. No, it isn't. The only thing else that I found was notable, like after the video that was, worth bringing up in this one is the fact that Lunchbox, the group that Carson associates with and, admitted to all the people, allegedly, they split up because of this.
What is this? Why Lunch Club broke up?
Yep.
Yeah.
I'd say there were probably about 2 months of limbo where just like nobody even wanted to really talk about it, and then it was just kind of officially decided that we're not going to do this. It was also that's.
Aside from that, I mean, we don't know nothing. Like, this is literally a he said, she said. And I find, like, the eagerness to get this out just completely puzzling. Look at this tweet right here. Dear CallMeCarson, I am currently editing a drama alert with allegations that you were sexting your underage fans. So do you have a statement? Like, holy fuck, dude. Like, can you guys not see how bad this looks? Like, the top reply. Rusty Cage, terrible way of going about this. And I couldn't agree more. What? Two guys come to you? And I don't care if they're close with Carson or if they're YouTubers. At the end of the day, these are still two guys saying anything that could be true or could not be true. Again, we'll have to wait and see. But as things stand right now, dude, why would you upload this? There's nothing here. There's nothing here. I have to assume that what Keemstar is doing here is he's doing the trickle effect. Because in the video, he multiple times applies, like, very subtly, but applies pressure to the other members, like, they should come out, they should talk about this. It puts them in a really tough spot, but they should do something, right? Like, he's putting the pressure on the other members of the group to come out and say something, right? My guess, And I'll explain why this is my guess, but my guess is that he has more shit behind the scenes. Whether or not it's true or not, he has shit that makes Carson look bad, or possibly the other members look bad, so he's gonna wait for them to make their statements, and if they lie or say something incorrect, he can be like, oh, well, actually, I have this thing, bam! You lied. Bam, got you. My guess is that he's holding information. He has to be dead confident about this story, because I don't know why he would risk his career just uploading haphazard shit like this. He has to think he's got him on something, or maybe he does have him on something. Again, we don't know. That's why this is so weird. Why is he rushing to pump this shit out? This is weird to me. Why would he tweet this publicly? Look, in the screenshot that he shows the members of, Carson follows him. That means they got DMs. You couldn't just write this guy a DM or something like that. You had to make this a public spectacle immediately before you've even vetted whether or not this is true or not. My guess is that he had to have vetted something. He has to be sure of something, because otherwise, why would you risk your entire career? Can you imagine if Carson came out and just destroyed these allegations immediately? He was like, no, this is verifiably untrue. Bam, 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 here you go. Keemstar would look like shit, and I don't care if, oh, well, Keemstar's just giving them a platform. Keemstar is literally propping this story up. He has to have trust that there is something here, otherwise, he's the fucking stupidest YouTuber on the planet. But here's the thing, right? And this is why it speaks out to me. And I'm beating around the bush of making a video more in depth on this, but I'll just leave it off here, alright? Read this tweet right here that was just tweeted just a few days ago. Full-heartedly, from the bottom of my heart, fuck Tipster for spreading BS rumors. It's too late. There's literally no confirmation of that whatsoever. Somebody needs to get a hold of him now. What? So you're gonna come out now immediately, start throwing this shit out here that you don't even know it's true or not, but you're gonna condemn Tipster and say things like, there's no confirmation. If you're completely confused on the context of this tweet, what he's talking about is Apollo Legend, a speedrunning commentator that recently killed himself. Apollo Legend was a personal friend of Tipster's. Apollo Legend was such a friend of Tipster that he thanked Tipster in his suicide note before he ended his life. Tipster, upon immediately receiving this information, tweeted out that Apollo Legend had died, because that's what Tipster, in his immediate confusion, tweeted. As soon as Keemstar lambasted Tipster and claimed that Tipster was spreading false news and that Tipster was, doing this for clout, the guy grieving over the loss of his personal friend, Keemstar comes out and starts attacking this guy, sending him waves of hate, saying that Tipster was using the death of his friend for clout. Tipster beat himself up over the head over it. He immediately apologized. He immediately took down the tweet. He immediately clarified what was going through his head. He immediately talked about everything. Keemstar made a Twitter video, and I don't want to... It's a side topic, but I just have to point this out. Like, this in conjunction to what he's doing now. Like, you're rushing to, fire up a story. You don't know what's going on here. We don't know what's going on here. We don't know... At the very best, we can assume that maybe Carson admitted to something. We don't know what he admitted to. We have no details. At least throw the details out there. And maybe, it'd be a nice added bonus to get a side as well. What is going on here? And then he starts tweeting, baiting stuff like this. A few days ago, Tommy Anna posted a video asking his fans to stop sexualizing him. The Minecraft community needs more leaders like Tommy that care about child safety. For 6 years, I've seen so many Minecraft YouTubers that knew bad was happening and said nothing. Now, call me crazy, but considering that he tweeted this out right after posting a video with allegations on a Minecraft YouTuber, does it not read off like he's, talking about CallMeCarson as if it's confirmed? Maybe I'm jumping the gun over there. Maybe he's just talking about Lion Maker or Bashverse or just Minecraft YouTubers in general. Maybe he's not talking about Carson here. I find the timing to be questionable. And then you have this tweet here. Can we all agree that Good Guy Fitz is a good guy now? Who cares who wants to smash some e-girls? What? This is, of course, talking about, a separate story, that being that, Carson had, Carson had lied about, the fact that him and Kate were dating and the fact that he cheated on her. That's a little separate story right there, that he kind of threw in there aside from, the allegations of sexting minors. But it's like, you guys have to understand what he's doing. And you have to understand why I'm basing my guess that he's trickling information, that he actually has all the keys to the puzzle. He's just slowly releasing it to see if he can get more owns on these guys. The pyrocynical story. According to Keemstar, he interviewed the 15-year-old French girl that people accused Pyro of talking to back in 2016. This year, last month, he interviewed the 15-year-old French girl against Pyro. Why is the interview not out yet? He's gonna hold over Pyro's head? Is that what's going on here? Is he gonna do the same thing here? Like, do you guys not understand? That's just how I look at things, right? Based on what I've seen him do just a month ago. Why is the interview not out yet? If you interviewed a girl who claims that Pyro's talking to her while she was underage or whatever, wouldn't you want that story to go out too? I mean, you're so eager to jump on this one. What about the other one? Why is that not out? You know what I mean? Like, there's just so many inconsistencies here that just make no sense. I don't know, man. Look, if it comes out, worst case scenario, it comes out that Carson is a horrible guy, that he did sex minors or anything like that, all right? Well, that's bad, I just think that no matter what, even if that happened, the handling of this situation has just been complete dog shit. Like, that tweeting out, like, yo, hit me up, bro, just heard some news or whatever. Like, if Nick Diorio, my friend Nick Diorio, if he woke up to a tweet from me saying, like, hey, Nick, I just heard some girl claimed you raped her, haha, want to talk about it? I think Nick would expect me to DM him or something like that, Get as much information privately before you air that shit publicly. You know what I mean? But hey, you know what? I don't run Drama Alert. This is all foreign to me. This situation, even if, worst case scenario, if Carson is completely guilty and horrible things come out about him in the future, you cannot deny that this was handled horribly at the start. Like, what is this, dude? Come on now. We need more specifics or whatever. And if Carson really is the bad guy, this needs to go to the police. All right? Not Drama Alert. All right? Drama Alert can report on it as long as if Carson is a real danger, that, please, there's at least an attempt, to take this to the proper authorities instead of just, take it to YouTube, taking it to the court of public opinion. So that's my initial take. Whatever Carson responds, I'm immediately going to follow up and reply with, so that you guys have, the accuser's word and then you have Carson's word. But none of this makes any sense. This is really weird. And as a guy who's a personal friend of somebody who Keemstar called out for the same shit, just a few days ago, I just can't help but feel this sour taste in my mouth. So, yeah. Goodbye, I guess.